Hey guys, how you doing? Today we're taking a look at a new mid-range smartphone from Motorola, the Moto G76. Motorola stands for clean Android, good design and strong battery life, and that's exactly what the Moto G76 aims to deliver again. With a large 6.78-inch Extreme AMOLED display, 120Hz, up to 5000 nits of brightness, a MediaTek Dimensity 6300 processor, and a new camera with a Sony sensor, Motorola wants to offer an attractive overall package here. I tested the Motorola G67 in the Green Nile variant with 128 gigs of storage, and today I will tell you how good it really is. By the way, you can find a link to the smartphone like always down below in the description. Motorola stays true to itself with the Moto G67 and goes for a very clean and modern design that looks more premium than the price would suggest. Especially the Pantone Nile color looks really stylish and clearly stands out from typical black smartphones. The back has a matte soft touch finish, feels pleasant in the hand, and you don't see any fingerprints. The camera module is elegantly integrated into the back and doesn't look like a bulky block but blends smoothly into the housing. With dimensions of 164 by 77 by 7.33mm, the Moto G67 is very slim and at 182 grams pleasantly light for a phone with a large battery and a big display. It feels comfortable in the hand and doesn't feel bulky in your pocket. Build quality is very solid overall, nothing cracks or rattles, and the buttons have a clear and satisfying click. A big plus is the combination of Corning Gorilla Glass 7i, IP64 certification for dust and splash resistance, and military standard 810H certification, which makes the device more robust than many other smartphones in this price range. What I do miss, however, is that there is no protective case included in the box, unlike the Moto G77, where you get a matching color case right away. Here you have to buy extra accessories if you want to protect your smartphone. The Moto G67 features a large 6.78-inch Extreme AMOLED display with 1.5K resolution and a 120Hz refresh rate. The image is very sharp, colors look vibrant, and contrast is extremely strong, typical for AMOLED. Thanks to 10-bit color depth and 100% DCI-P3 coverage, photos, videos, and social media content look very lively. Especially impressive is the massive peak brightness of up to 5000 nits, which keeps the display perfectly readable even outdoors in direct sunlight. Watching YouTube, Netflix, and TikTok is a real pleasure, and the 120Hz refresh rate makes everyday scrolling feel very smooth. The bezels are relatively slim, giving the phone a modern and premium look. On the audio side, Motorola has clearly improved things and claims up to 300% more sound power compared to the previous generation. The stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos deliver clear and loud sound with better bass and much better voices. Whether it's music, movies, or games, the sound quality is surprisingly good for the price range and feels more immersive than many competitors. Now, the Moto G67 runs on Android 16 with a very clean and almost untouched interface. Motorola continues to focus on near-stock Android experience with a few practical extras. These include the well-known Moto gestures, as well as features like the screenshot gesture, where you swipe down with your 3 fingers to instantly take a screenshot. The camera can also automatically trigger when you show your palm or simply start smiling, which is especially useful for selfies or group photos. Just like on the Moto G77, you can also edit photos afterwards to enhance colors, remove objects from the background, or even add a blur effect. Through the Moto app, many functions can be adjusted centrally, including security, privacy, and personalization. The fingerprint sensor and face unlock work quickly and reliably. Pre-installed apps are kept to a minimum and can mostly be removed. My version comes with 128 gigs of internal storage, but around 14 gigs are already taken by the system, which is relatively high in percentage terms. The good news is that storage can be expanded by a microSD card up to 2 TB. Dual SIM with nano SIM, eSIM, and microSD is also supported, and NFC for mobile payment is on board. Inside, the MediaTek Dimensity 6300 processor comes with 4 gigs of RAM, which can be virtually expanded to up to 12 gigs. In everyday use, the smartphone runs smoothly with typical tasks like browsing, WhatsApp, YouTube, Instagram, and multitasking. Apps open quickly, and running multiple applications at once is no problem. Games like Subway Surfer, Asphalt 9, or Call of Duty Mobile run stably on medium settings. More demanding games like Genshin Impact are playable, but only with reduced graphic settings. There is no dedicated gaming mode to boost performance, which shows that the Moto G67 clearly focuses on everyday use and multimedia rather than hardcore gaming. After longer gaming sessions, the device gets slightly warm but never uncomfortably hot. For the price range, performance is absolutely sufficient and feels smooth in daily use. The battery has a capacity of 5200 mAh and easily gets me through a long day with heavy use. With moderate usage, 2 days of battery life are realistic. Motorola claims up to 37 hours of battery life, which is achievable in real-world use. Charging is supported at up to 30 watts via cable, which isn't extremely fast, but perfectly fine for this class. There's no wireless charging, which is expected at this price point. Overall, the Moto G67 stands out mainly for its stable and reliable battery life. The camera setup of the Moto G67 consists of a 50 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization and a new Sony LYT600 sensor, and an 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera and a 32 megapixel front camera. In good lighting, the main camera delivers solid photos with natural colors and plenty of detail. The ultra-res mode is especially practical, allowing you to shoot in full 50 megapixel resolution so you can crop images later with better quality. In difficult lighting situations, the auto enhance feature helps brighten darker areas without oversaturating the colors. There is a night mode, portrait mode, panorama, a full pro mode with RAW support, and Google Lens integration. Video recording is limited to Full HD with no 4K option, which is likely a limitation of the processor. Stabilization is decent, footage doesn't look too shaky, and audio recording is surprisingly good without strong distortion in windy conditions. The ultra-wide camera is useful for landscape or group photos, but delivers less detail than the main camera. The 32 megapixel front camera is a clear upgrade and works well for selfies and video calls. It includes features like gesture selfie, automatic smile detection, and face retouching. Front camera videos are also limited to Full HD, but stabilization is good and audio is clean. For social media, the camera is absolutely sufficient, but for demanding content creators, there are strong alternatives in this price range. The Moto G67 is a well-balanced mid-range smartphone with a very bright AMOLED display, modern design, clean Android, and strong battery life. And what I like the most are the extremely bright display, the improved sound with Dolby Atmos, and the smooth software experience without much bloat. Performance is good enough for everyday use and casual gaming, even though there is no dedicated gaming mode. The camera is solid and better than many predecessors thanks to the new Sony sensor, but it remains limited especially in video and low light situations. It's also a shame that no protective case is included in the box and that a large portion of storage is already taken up by the system. For the price, however, you get a well-rounded overall package with a focus on display, battery, and everyday usability. Now, if you're looking for a smartphone with a nice design, a strong screen, and clean Android, the Moto G67 is definitely an interesting option in the mid-range segment. By the way, I've also tested the Moto G77. Just click right here to get to the video, and I guess that's already for today, so I'll see you in the next one. Peace!